Think you know the perfect bagel? You've probably spent your entire life biting into those thick, doughy, New York-style bricks, which I love, don't get me wrong. But today we're heading across the border to Montreal to check out a couple of legendary spots. The bagels at these shops, they're thinner. Honestly, they're more like a soft, warm pretzel than most bagels you would find in the US. In this video, we're headed to the Mile End neighborhood of Montreal, specifically St-Viateur and Fairmount bagels, bakeries with a ton of history. First up, St-Viateur. Founded in 1957 by Holocaust survivor Meyer Leikowitz, St-Viateur Bagel is a true Montreal legend. For over 65 years, they've kept the tradition alive, baking hand-rolled, honey-boiled bagels in their iconic wood-fired oven 24/7. We picked out a half dozen, most standard flavors with some special ones in there, and ducked into a nearby coffee shop that was cool with us filming inside. So let's give these bagels a shot. Montreal Bagel 1, St-Viateur Sesame. Hand-rolled, honey-boiled, and wood-fired. The quintessential Montreal sesame bagel. It looks good. This is a sesame. This is my favorite one. What do you think? You could say what you like about it.
I kind of like the crunchiness to the outside.
Yeah. Is it very different from like a sesame bagel at home?
Yeah.
Which one's better?
This one.
Okay. Out of 10, what would you score that?
8.2.
Okay. That sounds good. What I love is how the sesame has like a little bit of a sweetness to it, and the bagels are crunchier, kind of more like a pretzel, like what we would have in the States as a pretzel. This is probably like, I would say, a 10 out of 10 Montreal bagel for me. But we have this whole lineup that we're gonna try, that there's one flavor that I'm really interested in trying that I've never seen before. So when we get to that, I think it's gonna be a good one. Montreal Bagel 2, St-Viateur Cinnamon Raisin. They solved the situation where this flavor tends to be doughy and gummy by making it thinner so there's more crust by default.
It's kind of like hard as a pretzel. Like, as you can see, it's kind of like hard and soft in the inside, like when you squish it. But you could definitely taste the raisin. I'll give it a 7.8.
Okay. A good score. It's not as sweet as a United States bagel, like a New York bagel. As far as the cinnamon raisin, like you can tell they don't add much extra sugar, but I like it because it's kind of more savory. This would be good with like a spicy cream cheese like we do in the US. I'm not gonna give scores on these. We'll use Noah's scores as kind of like the litmus test of, you know, which place is gonna be better in the end. Because honestly, I think it comes down to when you're comparing these Montreal bagels, that there's one is not better than the other. I just think it is what it is. But cinnamon raisin, I think, is very good. Sesame is still my favorite though. Montreal Bagel 3, St-Viateur All Dressed. Basically an everything bagel. Make sure you try this highly seasoned delicacy. Lots of caraway here. So this would be like your everything bagel.
This is all dressed, but in the US we call this an everything bagel. It tastes exactly like an everything bagel.
Yeah. What do you give it as a score?
9.9.
Oh wow, so really high, huh? All right, so you got to remember how that one tastes when we go to Fairmount. You got to kind of tell us which one is going to be better between the two, okay?
Okay.
When it has the all-dressed seasoning, this one tastes the most like a United States bagel, as you're gonna find. Really good. They're definitely a little more aggressive on the onion, at least as far as the ones we have in our area, but I like it a lot. Montreal Bagel 4, St-Viateur Pumpernickel. Another flavor where the thinner form factor of the Montreal bagel pumps up the crust and maximizes flavor. We're halfway through our Viateur bagels. So far, compared to the United States, which bagels do you say are better? Okay, sounds good. So next up, we got Pumpernickel.
It's a little, tastes a little like a pretzel. Back home, it's like more sweeter.
Yeah.
A 6.3.
Okay, wow. This one's a little lighter than the previous three, but I feel like it's a little bit sweeter than the others as far as the dough. Must be because of the different flours that go into pumpernickel. I like this one a lot too. Montreal Bagel 5, St-Viateur Butterscotch Caramel. You can't get this flavor everywhere, so make sure you check it out here. Very subtle on the sweetness, but nice and crusty. This is the one I'm really looking forward to, Butterscotch Caramel.
I could taste the butterscotch. Not that much of the caramel.
Well, butterscotch is kind of a caramel.
5.5.
Oh, wow. That's a pretty low score.
No, it isn't.
No?
5.5? At least it's higher than halfway.
That's true. This is the one I was really looking forward to trying. The outside's a little more sticky. Other than the little pockets of sugar that you got, like you can kind of see it there, it's actually not that sweet. I think I like that. It's not like, it's very subdued. You don't want, when you eat a bagel, you don't want it to taste like candy. And this doesn't taste like candy, but it kind of reminds you of butterscotch and caramel. It's good. Montreal Bagel 6, St-Viateur Salt. I really love the Montreal salt bagels because it really drives home that similarity to a nice soft pretzel.
Yeah.
Now this one of all 6 looks the most like a United States bagel. It's a little thicker than the other ones.
Another 9.9.
Another 9.9, so two out of these 6 were 9.9. So you really like that one. Awesome. The crumb of these is a little bit, it's not as chewy as a New York bagel, and it's good because it kind of makes it easier to eat. And yeah, this is basically like a street pretzel. This one's really good. That's a lot of frickin' bagels. But we have a nice 10-minute walk through a lovely neighborhood before the next stop, Fairmount Bagels. Established in 1919 by Isidore Schlafman. This is the place that actually started it all, the absolute OG of the Montreal bagel scene. They've been hand rolling and wood firing these beauties for decades, over a century, so they've perfected the craft. Let's see how these compare to St-Viateur. We tried to keep flavors as consistent as possible between the two shops, but not all the flavors from St-Viateur were available here, and vice versa. So let's dig in. Montreal Bagel 7, Fairmount Sesame. Hand-rolled, honey-boiled, and wood-fired, the quintessential Montreal sesame bagel. All right, first up, you can go with sesame.
Another 8.2 on this one.
Okay. This one is much softer, definitely richer in terms of sesame. This one wins over for me, hands down. These are all pretty warm. I feel like these might be a little fresher, which may end up skewing things, but we'll see. Montreal Bagel 8, Fairmount Cinnamon Raisins. They solve the situation where this flavor tends to be doughy and gummy by making it thinner, which maximizes on the crust by default. That's cinnamon raisins.
I just don't know what to say.
All right.
It's good and not good.
Which cinnamon raisin is better?
The first one.
The first one, okay. Well, let's see what I think.
Yeah, like it is.
This tastes very similar to the other. I don't know. To me, they're pretty even. Montreal Bagel 9, Fairmount All Dressed. Basically an everything bagel. Make sure you try this highly seasoned delicacy here. Again, this one has a lot of caraway. All right, here's your all dressed. This one looks like it has a lot more seeds than the others.
I think the first one's actually better than this.
Of the all dressed, what score do you give this one?
And 8.9.
You gave the other one a 9.9. This bagel isn't quite as fresh as the previous we just tasted from this place, and it's not really a pleasant texture in terms of that. But I like the everything seasoning, a lot of seeds, a lot of caraway. It's good. Montreal Bagel 10, Fairmount Pumpernickel. Another flavor where the thinner form factor of the Montreal Bagel pumps up the crust and maximizes on the flavor. Pumpernickel, this one's heavy.
tastes like seasoning. You could taste that seasoning like almost right away. I gotta say this one's better than the last burger.
I do think this one, it's a lot chewier, and it has that deep, like, pumpernickel flavor, kind of like rye bread. It's very good. Montreal Bagel 11, Fairmount Blueberry. On the fluffier side of a Montreal Bagel, especially compared with the next entry, which is also a sweet one, it's actually crazy to see the difference in chewiness and texture on this. So this is blueberry, it's nice and warm. And the chocolate chip, which next is warm too. Wow.
A 9.8.
The minute you bite into this one, you get the blueberry taste. And it has a really like soft texture inside. It's almost like cake. This is phenomenal. This might be my favorite one of the day so far. Montreal Bagel 12, Fairmount Chocolate Chip. They sneak in some orange, some citrus in there along with the chocolate, but it makes for a really unique and delicious Montreal Bagel experience. Last bagel of the day, chocolate chip. Now, hold on, before you taste that. It's been a long ride with these bagels, right? You've had a lot of bites. How you feeling?
This actually might be a tie for my favorite bagel.
It's interesting. It's definitely chocolate, but honestly, to me, it kind of has like a citrus taste, like almost like orange. Let me take another bite. You can hear it's very crispy. This is definitely in the same vein as the blueberry one. Really chewy, almost like cake. Also very good. All right, so between the two places, number one, are you full?
Don't know how to answer that question.
If we offered you ice cream, would you eat ice
I would eat ice cream.
Between the two places, which one would you say is better?
I didn't like the smell of the place that we got the first bagel.
Okay.
I kind of didn't like the smell that we got these bagels.
Okay.
The first place is better.
So when it comes down to these bagel shops in Montreal, you kind of have to sample both, but they're a completely different type of experience. I would say, honestly, today, my favorite is Fairmount. I don't remember where we landed on the last trip. It's one of those things where if somebody brings these to your house, you're not going to decline them either way. They're all very good, but it definitely seems like the warmer they are, the better they are. So that's kind of the one thing I'll tell you is try to get here. You're never going to know which ones are going to be fresh, but you know, it kind of is what it is. You know, it's starting to get busy down here. We got here a little bit early to get all this stuff done, and just really looking forward to exploring a little more of Montreal. If you like this video, make sure you hit it with a thumbs up and subscribe for more. Maybe we'll just do more on the scenes stuff.
Wait, last question. Are you full?
I'm pretty full. Subscribe, maybe we'll do some more on location stuff like this.
Like and subscribe.